Good morning, children. We'll continue with Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. We are doing the scene where the Prince of Morocco comes to Belmont in order to make his choice. And in the last class, I explained about you the inscriptions written on the three caskets: gold, silver, and lead. This is called the lottery of the caskets, and this has been devised by her father just before his death because he wants to make sure that the right person will be able to marry Portia. That is, a person who will not marry her because of her wealth or beauty or fame or all these things, but a person whom she can love and who will love her. So that is why he introduced the caskets. And we were doing the inscriptions on the three caskets. You have to learn the inscriptions which are written on the three caskets. And we saw the Prince of Morocco reading the three inscriptions. On the golden casket it is, "Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire." On the silver, "Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves." Then on the lead, "Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath." So he dismisses the lead casket immediately because he says this casket threatens. And a noble mind will not expect anything in reward for what he does. So he goes on to the silver and the gold. Page 94, line 46. "The watery kingdom whose ambitious head spits in the face of heaven is no bar. Crossing the dangerous deserts of Arabia is no barrier for these princesses and kings and emperors because they are so eager to come and see Portia. It is less like going across a road, making a journey along the road, a public road. And then we come to the ocean. The ocean, which sometimes the waves are so violent that they rise very high, they reach almost up to the sky, but the princesses are not afraid. It is not a barrier. They are so eager to win Portia, to see her and win her hand in marriage. The watery kingdom whose ambitious head, that is the waves of the ocean, spits in the face of heaven, the waves rise up to the sky, is no bar, it's not an obstacle to stop the foreign spirits, but they come. To prevent these princesses from coming to see Portia, but they come. As over a brook, it is just like crossing a brook to see fair Portia. One of these three contains her heavenly picture, her divine or beautiful picture. Is it like that lead contains her? Is it possible that her picture is in the lead casket? It were damnation to think such a thought. It is a curse. It is very, very bad thing. A person who thinks that the picture of Portia, beautiful Portia, is in the lead casket, he deserves to be thrown to hell. He deserves to be damned. So it is a very low, mean thought. One of these three contains her heavenly picture. Is it like that lead contains her? Is it likely that the picture of Portia is found in the lead casket? Contains means is found in the lead casket. It were damnation to think so base a thought. It were too gross to rib her cericloth in the obscure grave. So we cannot even think such a low, base, mean thought. To think that the picture of this beautiful Portia is placed in the lead casket. This lead casket is not even worthy to contain the grave clothes of Portia. Cericloth is the cloth which is wrapped around a dead body. So even to place the cericloth is of Portia, the shroud, or we say the cloth in which the dead body is wrapped, this lead casket is not worthy of it. It were too gross means too mean, too unworthy, too low. It were too gross to rib her cerecloth the obscure grave, in the dark grave. Or shall I think in silver she is immured? Once more he goes to the silver casket. Should I think that the picture is found in the silver casket? That is, immured means locked up, found in the silver casket. Being 10 times undervalued to tried gold. Silver is 10 times inferior to gold. Then why should the picture of Portia be placed in the silver casket? It can only be placed in the gold casket. Being 10 times undervalued to tried gold. Oh, sinful thought. To think that the picture of Portia is in the silver casket is almost a sin. Never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. Such a beautiful lady as Portia, her picture is worthy only of the gold casket. That is how he argues. To think that her picture is in the silver casket is a sinful thought. It is a sin. Never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. So, such a beautiful, worthy lady like Portia, her picture will definitely be found in the gold casket. They have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel. There is an English coin, and on that coin, the figure of an angel is engraved. A coin that bears the figure of an angel stamped in gold. It's only an engraving. But here you have a real angel. But that since clapped upon. On the coin is just an engraving. The engraving of an angel. But here an angel. Here you have a real angel. But here an angel in a golden bed. Golden bed refers to the gold casket. Lies all within. A picture will definitely be in the gold casket. Deliver me the key. All the 3 caskets are locked and he has to take the key from Portia. So he takes the key. Deliver me the key. Here do I choose and thrive I as I may. I hope I will be blessed. I hope I will have success and thrive I as I may. So he hopes that his choice is successful. He hopes he has made the right choice. Portia, there take it, prince. And if my form lie there, if my picture, form is picture, if my form lie there, if my picture is found there, if my form lie there, then I am yours. Then I will belong to you. He opens the golden casket. And when he opens it, he is shocked. Because instead of the picture, there is a skull. And there is a roll of paper in the skull. That roll of paper is referred to as scroll, I think. Morocco, oh hell, what have we here? Notice his shock, his disappointment. He expected to find the picture of Portia in the gold casket, but he finds a skull. Oh hell, what have we here? A carrion death means a skull. Within whose empty eye there is written a scroll. A piece of paper is rolled up and placed in the eye of the skull. I'll read the writing. Reads, all that glisters is not gold. Everything that shines brightly is not gold. You should not be carried away or cheated or fooled, deceived by outward appearance. All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. You have heard it very often. Many a man his life hath sold. Many people have made wrong choices, have placed themselves in danger by being deceived or cheated by outward appearance. Many a man his life hath sold. But my outside to behold, my outside, my external appearance is definitely shining bright. But my outside to behold, gilded tomes do worms enfold. That is plated gold. Sometimes it is not real gold, it is imitation gold. It can sometimes carry worms. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, you're very bold, you're very young, but if you had been wiser, if you had taken the time to judge carefully the inscription on the caskets, had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs in judgment old. So you should have been wiser. You're young, you're brave, you're bold, but you're not wise. That is why you chose the gold casket. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs in judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. You will not have found, you will not have chosen the gold casket. Your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold. That is, you have lost all your dreams, you have lost all your hopes, you are not successful, you have not won Portia. Cold indeed and welcome frost. That is, he is very disappointed because he has lost all his hopes, all his dreams. Then farewell heat and welcome frost. Farewell heat and welcome frost. Frost refers to his disappointment. Heat refers to his dreams, his hopes. He has to say goodbye to all his hopes and dreams. He has to leave Belmont immediately. He has chosen the wrong casket. Portia, adieu. Adieu, farewell. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. I want to go immediately because I am so disappointed. I am so sad. Thus losers part. This is how a person who loses will go away from the scene. Portia, a gentle riddance, a good riddance. I am happy that I am rid of you. She actually did not wish that he chose the right casket. She did not wish to marry him. A gentle riddance, a good riddance. I am happy, I am glad that he has chosen the wrong casket and he has to leave immediately. Draw the curtains, go. So, put back the curtains once more. Let all of his complexion choose me so. All persons who are dark in complexion or black in color, dark complexion we say. I hope people like the Prince of Morocco who have a dark complexion will always make a wrong choice. A gentle riddance, draw the curtains, go. Let all of my complexion choose me so. Let all of his complexion choose me so. All people who are dark in color, like Morocco, should make the wrong choice. Like the Prince of Morocco, they should make the wrong choice. So with that, we will end today's class. Then in Act 2 itself, the Prince of Aragon also will make a choice later on. We will come to that later on.